Hello and welcome to our little test correction video about circles. 7th grade formulas for area and circumference. Here we go. Question number 1. The circle below has a diameter of 12 centimeters. Show your work to find the circumference. So we've got diameter 12. I always think it's helpful to make a little illustration to help out. Diameter goes from edge to edge, passes through the center, so that is 12. If I want to find the circumference, we just go diameter times pi equals circumference. As the directions say, we're going to use 3.14 just to make our calculations nice and clean. So I'm going to go 12 times 3.14, and it says do not round, just write the answer. So you can, I've got a real calculator over here. Of course, it's the white one. It's got all the right answers in it. Here we go. 12 times 3.14 equals. I got 37.68. 37.68. Centimeters. That's the unit. I'm circling my answer, and I'm going to highlight it too, just so that old teacher can see what I did. Kind of smudges over the top of fresh ink, but there it is. Okay, that's number 1. Timestamp ready. Question 2. This one might take a minute, and I'm going to use ballpoint pen because it's going to take a little more work. Show your work to find the area of the shaded sector. This little 24 here, that is the radius. So first, area of the whole circle equals radius squared times pi. So 24 squared times 3.14 as told in the directions. 24 squared, off to the calculator. Boom, 576. Times 3.14. Ooh, there we go, 1808. And 64 hundredths. That's the whole circle. That's the whole thing. We're supposed to find the area of just that shaded part. So, since the shaded part is a right angle, that means it's 1/4 of the whole thing. Because, right, we can make 4 of these, and you can see clearly that it's 1 out of 4 of the whole thing. So all I have to do is take the area of the whole thing and divide it by 4 to get the area of the shaded sector. So I'm just keeping my answer on the screen there, and I go divided by 4. 452.16. And I got to get the units labeled. Meters, since it's area, 2-dimensional object. So I am going, this time I'm going to box the answer. And you guessed it, I love my highlighting pen. I'm not going to push as hard this time. Hopefully it won't smudge. There we go. That was number 2. I had to cut my paper up to get every problem to fit on the screen. So here comes timestamp number 3. Boom. Describe step by step how to find the area. We have a circumference of 31.4 centimeters. Well, the first thing I need to do is if I take the circumference and divide by pi, is the diameter. Any kind of words like that describe what's happening. So if I take this, because I'm supposed to describe, which I did, and then show the work that goes with it, which I am doing. 31.4 divided by, we're using 3.14, remember. Notice something here, me too, is the diameter, in this case, 10. What's the units? Centimeters. Then, step 2, diameter divided by 2. I'm using words even for the numbers. Is the radius. I know it's so much work, But you know what? If you know it, you know it, and it doesn't matter how much work it is. You know it. So diameter was 10. Here's the work that goes with it. There's the diameter up there. Here's the radius, which is 5 centimeters. Square the radius. So the work there, 5 squared equals 25. I'm going to put a comma there so I can include it and only have 3 steps. Square the radius, multiply by pi to get the area. If you can say it, you can do it. If you can think it, you can say it, and you can do it. If you can think it, you can write it, you can read it, you can say it, you can do it. Just keep my 25 there. And use my handy dandy calculator. 25 times 3.14. Boom. Units, centimeters squared. It doesn't say to circle or box anything, but you know, it's a good habit. This will not affect your score. Does not affect your score. But it sure makes it obvious where the answer is. Yay, okay. I'm happy with that. I hope you are. Now, timestamp. Boom. Number 4, the 4th and final problem. Easier than it looks. The easy ones always have more words. Did you notice that? The tires on the bike. Oh no, another circumference problem. 228 centimeters. Show your work to find the radius. Oh, that's so cool. I already know how to do that because we wrote that on the previous problem, number 3. I'm just going to follow my own steps and keep this paper up here. I'm going to... This is a case where if you're paying attention to what you do, you can use your own work as notes to do another problem. So, circumference divided by pi. This one's going to be short and sweet. 228. Whoops, I almost did times. I don't want to do that. I hope you didn't do that. 228 divided by 3 and do. Oh, we're going to do rounding this time. So I have a big long decimal on the, can you see that? I'm going to round that off to 72.6 because the directions say to do that, and why not? It makes it easier. That is centimeters. That is the diameter. So I'm going to cut that in half to get the radius, which is going to be 36. Half of 72 is 36. Half of 6 is 3. And that is the radius. Not bad. Did that whole test and with good explanations, I hope. I'm going to give that a red circle. And thanks for watching. Ask me a question if any of that stuff did not make sense. If you need some clarification.
That was easy.
Boom. Thanks for watching. Bye.